What is going on, you guys? GT Jesse here, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing this Irezumi style livery that I created for round 2 of the GT Community Designs livery competition. Guys, super exciting stuff. This livery was good enough to get me a P2 finish in round 2, and it's obviously still a long season ahead of us, but with a P2 in round 1 and a P2 in round 2, that actually puts me at a combined points total to put me in P1 overall for the competition so far. Like I said, still a lot of season left, but strong early start, so definitely exciting stuff. Guys, I wanted to make this video a little bit different from previous livery videos that I've made, where instead of going through a time lapse and showing you how this was made, I wanted to talk more about why it was made. What was my inspiration? How did I even think of coming up with this crazy Irezumi design? What even is Irezumi? I just thought that it would be cool to do a conversation piece, and this is a livery that's very near and dear to my heart, very special to me, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So let me know what you think of it in the comments below, and if you like this kind of content, let me know. I might make more inspo type videos in the future where instead of, showing you how it's made, I talk about more of the inspiration behind why it was made. So that is the purpose of today's video, and that's what we're going to talk about. So Irezumi, what is it? Why did I do an Irezumi livery on this car? And Irezumi is actually a Japanese word, translates technically to inserting ink, right? Like inserting ink into the skin, just like a tattoo. And it is really the word that we use in English to refer to Japanese style tattoos, right? So if you think about those big dragon tattoos with the waves, the koi fish, the cherry blossoms, the maple leaves, oni masks, the samurai, those very traditional style Japanese tattoos, we would call that Irezumi. But in Japanese, Irezumi just means inserting ink. It's really an interesting concept because these style tattoos historically were reserved for gangsters and criminals. These tattoos actually predate the Edo era. They go back as far as the 1500s, so they've been around for a very long time. And back when they first started, the horishi, which were the artists responsible for embedding these tattoos in people's skin, they would actually use bamboo shoots that were, finely whittled down, and they would create their own ink. They would use precious supplies to actually fabricate their own colors and their own ink. And the horishi would sit down with the person who is receiving the tattoo, and that person, who at the time would often be a criminal or a gangster, somebody recently got out of jail, somebody who is prospecting with Yakuza. They would sit down with these gangsters and these criminals, and those gangsters and criminals would tell the horishi their life story. And as the horishi absorbs their life story, they then translate that into art on the person's skin using symbols of strength, symbols of power, symbols of success and prosperity. And that's where you have the dragons, the koi fish, which is a symbol of transformation, the samurai, symbols of strength and courage, beauty, right, in the cherry blossom, changing seasons with the colorful Japanese maple leaves. These were the elements of Irezumi tattoo that the horishi would use to translate and transpose a person's life onto their skin. And you may not know this about me, but I'm part Japanese. I'm obviously Japanese American, but I grew up very close to my Oba-chan, which is Japanese for grandmother, and she was first generation Japanese immigrant to the United States. But I obviously resonate with this part of my history and this part of my culture very closely. And the Honda Civic Type R, so if you don't know yet, I'm a huge Honda fan, and the Honda Civic Type R, which is a car that I've loved pretty much since I've been into cars, as far back as I can remember. I really love what Honda did with it in this generation. I feel like the previous generation, the body lines were way too aggressive. It looked I just really didn't love the last generation. But this generation, the body lines are smooth. They're, sleek, but they're still aggressive, but they're not like edgy and boy racer. It's a much more refined, kind of sophisticated look. And I wanted to create a livery that captured that essence. And I actually have an Irezumi tattoo on my body. And so this livery is very much thematic with that tattoo. The only thing I didn't do is the tattoo that I have on my body has the koi fish turning into a dragon. So it has the koi fish body and the dragon head, which if you don't know that legend, it's actually kind of cool. There's this old legend. It goes something I'm going to paraphrase, but the koi fish every year, they swim upstream. They get to a big waterfall. And when they get to that waterfall, at the top of the waterfall is a gate. And they have to swim up the waterfall and pass through the gate. And the gate is guarded by dragons. And so they have to fight their way up this waterfall and through the gate. But when they persist, when they succeed, when they make it through the gate, they transform into a dragon themselves. And so that is the legend of the Dragon Gate. And it is more or less what I have tattooed on my body. It is, again, the koi fish body with the dragon head. And there are Japanese maple leaves changing color, the big sweeping waterfalls and the splash, Japanese style waves using the hokusai kind of esque finger waves, if you will. It's also a very big component to Japanese art. So this is what inspired me to make this livery. And I wanted a beautiful livery for this beautiful new generation Honda Civic Type R. I hope you guys did enjoy watching this. If you did, give the video a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe if you want to see more content like this in the future. And if you do want to see a time lapse of how I created this, let me know. I do have the time lapse. Just don't know if I'll upload it yet because, again, this livery is very special to me. But thank you so much for stopping by. Arigato. And until next time, we'll talk to you later. Goodbye. Konnichiwa.